Alright everyone, it's Professor Ina095. Now welcome back to the channel actually. So today we have technically like a lot of things to go through, but most important part is technically speaking we have Labrador, which is in lyrical set 4, now Bermuda Triangle-ish stuff, but some skills that we have to go through and a little bit of like some tiny news. Is not much, but that's not a huge part of the not the huge part of the news. So technically speaking, we have like a lot of things to go through. Not too much, but I think it's just a little bit tiny. So welcome back Labrador to the D series to encounter. Now finally they have like gotten some of the supports as well, and we'll see how she does. Before we get straight into the news, if you do like my content right here right now, I want to say if you do like what I'm doing right here right now, please hit like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. And actually, hit the notification bell whatsoever, and stay tuned for more. Okay, now actually we have the new sleeves and playmat design. So technically speaking, we have here, we have Zetolans, we have the one from the Youth Quake series. This is the Catter and the Dragon Empire and Catter right line, which will be in the triple drive booster. So that's it. We have two forms of Pacifica, and we have the prisms, playmat as well. Playmat or sleeves? Oh, these are sleeves. Okay, so that's not playmat. So this, I thought this was a playmat. Now they are all sleeves actually. So this is quite nice as well. So that's it. Also, within that particular stream, they also like introduced nationless PG, but it's going to sell for like how much? 1,500 yen, I think. No, 5,000 yen. So which is like 5,000 yen is like around here is like what, 150 plus. So it's a Sentinel, it's a perfect guard, but it's nationless. But we will see like what it actually does. So we have to stay tuned and stay tuned for more for what announcement that card is supposed to be, but that's about it. So we are done with the tiny news review. Let's go straight into the the Labrador news, which is the support for Labrador prisms. And so we have Coaxing Diva, we have Miren. So she is a grade 0 and she's a generic starter. If you went, I can draw one. So with with the trick or treat, she's a mermaid with the Halloween aesthetics. So that's it. Technically you can play this in almost every lyrical right line, unless otherwise specified. Because some right lines require grade 0, and this one is a pretty generic one which you can technically use. And then you have the Diva of Trinodi Mariette. So it is a great one, and this is a common card, and her skill is pretty simple. When this unit is rolled upon by Diva of Breaking Gloom Rosalita, you look top 7, search up to 1 prism, reveal it, add to your hand, then you shuffle, and if you did not reveal, you can call herself to the regular support enemy. If you do, you get to sword charge 1. So technically speaking, she's a very good very good right line, because she's a free call. She's she can look top 7, and she can technically look for your prism cards, which means that you can technically filter your deck in a particular sense, and also tries to like add in like your key pieces early game. And even if you don't, she's technically like a free call, superior calling, and then you call to regular support, and then you can soul charge 1. So I think that's pretty good as well, because I think Labrador requires a soul blast, if I'm not mistaken. I think she does need a soul blast, so I think that's pretty good. Okay, now that's the grade 1 for now. So we have the grade 2, which is Diva of Breaking Gloom Rosalita. So when this unit is rolled upon by a unit with Labrador in its card name, you choose up to 1 unit card in your hand with Prism in its card name and call it to regular circle. And if you call, you get to draw 1, so which is pretty interesting. And I think some people also said that it's because it's not really great lock, so you can technically just call out the grade 3 Labrador, like the grade 3 Labrador already with the skill. So, and you also get to draw 1, which is kind of nice as well. So you can fill in the hand size and replenish your hand size in a particular manner. So, and that's pretty good with Rosalita. And then after that, we have the Prism Promise Labrador. So Labrador is back, and now she's a triple rare. And her skill is pretty simple. Is act Vanguard once per turn, you soul blast one, and you choose one of your rear cards and you bounce it back to your hand. And this unit gets 5k until the end of turn. So she's essentially going to be an 18k attacker on her own. With just a soul blast one, and the skill is that auto Vanguard skill. When this unit attacks, you counter blast one and you choose 2 cards from your hand, up to 2 cards from your hand with Prism in its card name, and call it to a rearguard circle without a unit. And if you do, you get to draw one, and if your opponent is on a grade 3 or greater, all of your front row units plus 5k, and this unit gets plus 1 crit. So in particular total, she's gonna be like 23k double crit, right? So that's pretty good in itself. So you know, and it's almost more or less like what her old Labrador actually, the old Labrador actually does. I think she's a limit break 4 back then. But yeah, the aesthetics of the middle triangle is still there, which you bounce and then you get to crit, etc. Right? So that's pretty, pretty interesting for Labrador. So that's a very simple skill, and with a skill you can technically like perform a lot of like shenanigans with some of her support, which we get straight into, which is first of all is the great one. The great one is technically a triple rare, is it? Yeah, no, it's double rare. So we have Prism P, Prism Promise, Rayte. Rayte is some of you might remember Rayte from the old Limit Break era, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Because I haven't been playing a lot of like Limit Break era since then. I came in during G, so I'm not really familiar, but I'm pretty sure that she's there during the Limit Break era. So now she's back. Now she's back with her skill, which is when this unit is placed from hand to rearguard circle, or put from hand to guardian circle. If your Vanguard is Labrador, this unit gets 5k shield and 5k power. So technically speaking, she's a 30k attacker, 30k booster, and also a 10k shield, which is pretty good because you can make Labrador a pretty defensive deck in some capacities, right? So that's it. And her second skill is that when this unit is returned from your hand to rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is Labrador, you may soul charge 1. If you did not CC during its turn, you get to CC 1. So which is pretty nice. So she can replenish your counter blasters, and soul charging, and also pretty good power ups, and also for defense. So yeah, that's pretty good for for Rayte. And of course we have Celtic, Prism Promise Celtic. So she is double rare as well, and her skill is like pretty simple. It's the same thing as Rayte does in terms of her first skill, which is a plus 5k power and 5k shield. Provided if your Vanguard is Labrador and plays on rearguard from hand or to GC, right? And second skill, auto rearguard skill. At the end of the battle, when this unit attack, if your Vanguard is Labrador, you soul blast one, you return this unit to your hand, and you choose one of your rearguards with Prism in its card name and return it to your hand. So technically speaking, you can do like at least 5 attacks with Prism. So technically speaking, you attack and then you soul blast one, bounce it back to your hand, and then you have another Celtic, and then you use a skill again, soul blast one, and then bounce it back to your hand. And then with Prism Labrador skill, with Prism Promise Labrador skill, she can technically just call back the 2 Celtics, and that's about it. So technically, that's very good in itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks, I think, at the bare minimum. So and that's honestly a pretty good card for Celtic as well, for her skill, and also you can prop with Labrador as well. So that's that's technically very, very good. And yeah, from your hand they call it. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. So she's 15k attacker, 20k if you add the Labrador's second skill, so which is quite good, I would say. And then after that we have Chilling Tonight and Neborina. Neborina is a great one. So auto rearguard skill, if your unit with Prism its card name is placed on another rearguard in the same column as this unit, that place unit plus 5k until the end of turn. So it also like kind of like helps Celtic or Rayte to power up, to scale up the power. So technically speaking, if you use Celtic skills where like if you call by the effect, so she's gonna be like a 20k with her own, without Labrador's like second skill first. or maybe like you can like reach help later to pump power to become like 18k, so because that's what she does. So I think that's a a pretty good skill, because she can technically help you to help the prisons to scale the power in capacity. So because like from like 15k you can jump to 20k, and then with like Labrador skill jump to like 25, so it's pretty strong. It's really good, I would say, for Nemarina. So it's a good support for prisms. And also we have Rattling Good Time Flammy. So when this unit is returned from your hand from Rear Circle during your main phase, so it's very important. So main phase means that you can pop during the time where Labrador actually procs the skill during the main phase of like bouncing back to the Rear Circle. Other than that, I think that's about it. Bounce during the main phase, you counter +1, you get to draw one, so you can understand like how big and consistent like Labrador's draw power is. You choose one of the Vanguards and he gets 5k until the end of turn, so which is also pretty good, because like with Labrador's skill in full effect, plus her own skill, the Soul +1 plus 5k, which becomes 18 when she attacks plus added 5. And then with Flammy skill, you can technically plus 5k, which means Labrador a 28k attacker, which means that she's gonna reach for 28 attacker with a double crit, right? So that's technically very good. So I mean, yeah, so I think I would say like it's pretty good for this skill as well. So both of them, I mean, like all of the cards in this set, I would say, in terms of like the Labrador, I would say the support this time around, it really complements each other very well, because you can do power ups, you can do drawing. So drawing, I think, is the key. I think the highlight of Prism decks back then in the Limit Break Energy era, and also in Vanguard Zero, because if some of you who are still very remember Vanguard Zero, because like Prism duels, Prism cards, they keep on bouncing back cards in their hand, they keep on drawing, so their hand size is like pretty good and really consistent. So you can see why I would say like you can technically don't play fronts in this, don't play draws in this deck. You can technically play fronts, but I think to each their own. I'm pretty sure that you might need some of the hand support. I would say you probably need some sizable hand size, especially in this particular meta, as well with like Youth Work, Mind Goal, etc. So I think this is going to be like a very good support this time. And last but not least, we have Fever of Waterheart Petronil. So when this unit is placed on Rear Circle, you count the last one, you look at the top 7 cards of the deck, you choose up to one card with Prism, reveal it, add it to your hand, then you shuffle your deck. If you did not reveal the card, you may soul charge 2, so which is pretty nice as well for the skill. And she's a double rare, if I'm not mistaken. She's a grade 2, she's a double rare. Yeah, she's a double rare. And then at the end of the battle with this unit attack, if your Vanguard is Labrador, you may return this unit to your hand. So which is pretty good, because you can technically also like do you can also like technically does the same thing what Celtic does, is because like she can bounce back to her hand after the end of the battle, so which means that you can have 5 attacks with Labrador, so which is also pretty nice. And you can add the prisms to your hands, which means that you can add Persona Rights, you can add your Celtics and your Lates to your hand for support, and for like key pieces into your hand as fast as possible. And you can soul charge 2, which is really necessary for Prism, for Labrador, and also for Celtic, I think. Yeah, then I think that's really good for Petronil as well. And that's about it. Surprisingly, not much triple rare support for this time around, but I think the generic cards for Prism is pretty good enough, I would say. I think only like Labrador gets the triple rare treatment. I think some of the I think the generic the triple rares are all the generic cards at this point already. So yes, so what at most you're gonna get like the double rare supports, etc. But that's not the huge point. The huge point being saying that this could be a very good potential, I would say, meta contender. I would say, because like you keep on bouncing, you keep on filling your hand size, you keep on powering up. So that's very good multi attacks, and yeah, quite nice. I'm looking forward to see what Prism can do in this format. Again, besides this Friday, we have already like a new set 4 is already released for Lyrical. So probably tomorrow in some shops in Malaysia, probably they already reached here by now. So that's pretty nice, I would say. So building Labrador is, I have like both souls. Probably some of you guys players who are really like veteran players, who are, you know, who miss Bermuda Triangle aesthetics, shenanigans, and, you know, the art encounter cards. So you know, you can just go ahead for nostalgia, you know, buy this deck, build this deck for nostalgia's sake, you know. So technically it's very nice for building as well. So we'll see. This is technically a very good deck to very good deck and very fun deck to play with. So that's about it. And then last but not least, they also released MSP, which is the Mermaid SP. So technically, for some people, if you don't know what MSP is, it's the time that when they use the Mermaid letters. They did it in the V series last time. I don't remember which card, but I know that card was drawn by Tony Taka. I don't remember what's the name of that card, so forgive me. You can put it down in the comment section down below if you remember the card's name. But technically speaking, they are doing that particular trend where the names of the or the letters of and the text of the card becomes the mermaid's language, right? The mermaid letters. So it's pretty long. It's like not pretty long. I mean that because you change everything into that kind of like letter itself, it kind of like feels like the majority of the artwork side. Like in Labrador's case, it's like half of the card already. So it doesn't vibe well with me. But I think it's also like a collectibles item as well, a collector's item, because it's it's a very rare card to have, because it's written in like a mermaid language, mermaid letters. And it's also important to point out that if you're going to play this card in like in official tournaments, in like major tournaments, or in official events, etc., you need to have at least one copy of the originals of the card, so that your opponent knows like what are you doing if you're playing these prism cards, these MSPs, in the mermaid letter. So it's important for you to bring those cards. If not, then I'm pretty sure that they will probably make things up along the way. So remember to make sure to just bring a copy of a long version of the card with the normal text, so your opponent can read them and understand what they do. So that's about it. Next stream we'll review next Tuesday, and we're speaking with new 3 PRs from November's PR pack. So hopefully we'll get some good reprints. I don't know what reprints they might bring for us, but I'm hoping there will be a very, very good reprint of some things. Either not, is probably a new card or of some sort, so we'll see. And counter units will also get special rarity prints. Will be rated as permanent text. So in this case, Pacifica will also get like the MSP as well. So that's about it. So you can see like the FRs and the FRs and the mermaid rares for Pacifica. So I think that's very, very nice, very, very cute. Yeah, I think it's pretty. I think that's it. It's not really much to go through today. So yeah, I can make this video pretty short. Anyways, my final thoughts on Labrador and the whole MSP. I'm glad they brought the MSP back. So it's really add a little bit of like specialty into the lyrical lines, into the special stuff Bermuda in general. But the fact that Labrador's skill is like super, super good. I mean, not super broken, but it's good in good on her own terms, in her own stand. So going forward with Labrador and Prisms in this particular format, I think there will be a time where we can technically see how Prism will technically be built in Premium, because it's Labrador and it's Prism. So there will be like a lot of high chances that I would say that you could be seeing a lot of like interactions. Interactions with like how the meta is gonna run with Premium. So in the case of Jericho, there would be like there's probably like you can build a full-blown Prism deck with Labrador stuff in it. So with the new cards, of course, with Celtic, with Leyte, and with some of the new supports. So it's technically interesting to see like how this development goes moving forward. So yeah, I think that's it for the time being. And so I guess I'll end the video right here right now. If you do enjoy this video, and enjoy my coverage. And please hit like and subscribe. And once more, I'm asking for your support. And if I've made any mistakes, if there's something you want to point it out, please hit down in the comment section down below. If I've misspoke anything, if I've like gotten things wrong, yeah, do put it down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys on the next time on the next video. This has been Professor Linux in my 5 saying out. I'll see you next time.